In the church of Rennes-le-Château in the south of France, a parish priest supposedly found coded parchments that led him to a great treasure. But what do we really know about the origins of these famous documents?
Much of this story, of course, springs from the discovery of the two famous parchments, which supposedly led Bérenger Saunière to his treasure. Now, the source for this information, of course, was Gérard de Sède. He had told me, he had in fact written in his book, that Bérenger found them in a hollow pillar which supported the altar in his church. The altar stone was damaged. He wanted to repair it, and when he removed the altar stone, he found the pillar was hollow and there were the parchments. This is completely untrue. We were able to establish that definitively when finally, in order to protect it from the usual lunatic vandals and treasure hunters, the pillar was taken from its place in the church garden and put into the museum. The one that now stands there is a replica. When it was taken into the museum, we were able to establish quite clearly that it was not hollow and there was no place for anything to be hidden in it. If he didn't find anything in the hollow pillar of the altar, there was another story. And this is told by a man called Antoine Capsier, who was Béranger's bell ringer and general help around the church. His grandson, also called Antoine Capsier, told me the story. And Antoine was closing up the church when they were in the process of doing the work, and on that particular day he was closing up the church. Everybody had gone, and there had been the original pulpit which had been taken down, and that was supported on a wooden sort of banister type thing, and that had been tossed into one corner, presumably to be thrown onto the bonfire. But Antoine Capsier, the bell ringer, looked at it and thought, it's rather a nice piece of carved wood. I'd quite like to have it. So he went over to pick it up in order to rescue it from the fire, and from it fell a small glass phial in which were the documents. There is the other version of the discovering of the documents which led Bérenger Saunière to his treasure. So many stories. Which are the truth? These stories get told, and they may or may not be true, which is why I am again constantly driven to having to say, do not believe something just because somebody says it. And that applies to me too. Don't believe it just because I've said it. I expect you to be able to check and verify the facts. And certainly in whatever I have written and published, you should be able to check and verify the facts. People believe what they read or what they find on the internet. Don't do it. On our tour, you won't have to believe a thing. Come and see for yourself.